crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jacksons.
Start collecting them today.
Jacksons, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
It's time for the Jacksons Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the ICCU YouTube chat, or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Postgame Show is presented by Jacksons, where you can get a 99-cent 16-ounce coffee or refill with Let's Go Rewards. Need snacks or a cold drink? Visit one of the 300 Jacksons locations today. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out RowPaint.com. Now, let's join the guys at the James Kitchen and Bar near Albertson Stadium for the Jacksons Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News.
Well, the final seconds, Boise State trying to get a shot, and Dylan Andrews, a step-back jumper, rims off. Broncos can't get a final shot off. Not sure that would have counted. And Hawaii Pacific celebrates one of the greatest wins in the history of their program. Boise State left to deal with one of the worst losses in the history of their basketball program. This is the Jacksons postgame show. My name is BJ Rains, and we got Abe Jackson with you as well, as we just talked to Leon Rice, just talked to some players, and it's been about 30 minutes. And I did say in the open there that we were at the James Kitchen and Bar. That was our football intro, but I wish we were at the James Kitchen and Bar right now.
That game makes you want to have one, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty stunning. I mean, we talked about naming your score coming in here and being able to do whatever you want to do, but Boise State suffers a 79-78 loss to Hawaii Pacific. Just a major buzzkill right out of the gate.
Yeah, it was, and there's a lot of things that you can point to, but I didn't really see much cohesion out there. Really, the whole game, it didn't look like that the offense was flowing. It looked like it was catch, go one-on-one, catch, go one-on-one. And then the defense. I mean, really, the defense to me, it was they would drive, Hawaii Pacific would drive, and you would just see heads turn as the Broncos and look at the ball. And then the Hawaii Pacific players would either cut to the hoop and get a layup, or they'd reposition themselves on the three-point line and they'd kick out and they'd be wide open. I mean, just the defense there was just not great at all, and it just didn't seem like anybody else was on the court to calm them down either.
Yeah, that was absolutely stunning to see that happen, and losing to a team that is not even ranked. And I guess the only positive is I don't think it counts for any of the metrics or anything.
They can't look at that and say
Boise State still number 53 at KenPom even after the loss. I mean, when it's a non-Division I game, I don't think they can take a lot of the stats and things from that. I do know it's not a quad 4 loss. I mean, that this game does not show up on the sheet, which is how I always argue, why do you play them? But when the NCAA tournament committee will get their sheet in March, this game won't be on it. It doesn't count for it. It counts as a regular season game. The stats count in terms of like points per game. It's a really weird situation how it works. But non-Division I games do not show up on the team sheet. So Boise State's record right now in the NCAA's eyes is still 0-0.
I mean, that's about as good of a silver lining as you can get right now, right? Because there's a lot of things to look at on that film. And one thing that Coach Rice mentioned with Bob and I don't know if he mentioned it in his interview, but he said he was putting out emotional fires everywhere, like on the bench. And we said people were acting like we were down 20 and we're only down a couple. Mm-hmm. And so I think that there's been such a calming factor the last few years with Tyson and Max and Kejab the years before that in the locker room, on the court. You could just really rarely ever see them just get overwhelmed by a situation on the court. And they just didn't have that. There wasn't anybody out there that just kept everybody calm when they needed to be. And like Coach Rice said, they're acting like they were down 20, but they were down 1, or maybe even they were up 1.
Yeah,
and just couldn't get the bucket when they needed it. Couldn't get the stop.
No, and that was the big thing for me was the defense. When we talked pregame about how good this defense was supposed to be, and they let Hawaii Pacific hit some early shots. That West dude got going early on in the game. Joshua West, number 4, he finishes with 23 points. Had a huge and one there, I think, or at least a bucket. Where then they like weirdly dragged him off when he had a cramp. They just dragged him off.
I don't think they brought a trainer.
I know, either, but I don't know why they were in such a hurry. Like the dude's cramping up, and they just basically dragged him off the floor. But that was the only way to slow him down in this game. He had 23 points, and they hit some big shots. I know the final numbers were only 9 of 26 for them from 3, but they hit some huge ones in the second half. And a team like that, Division II, nothing to lose. You give them some confidence, and they hit some huge shots. So they were playing, confident, nothing to lose. And then certainly, even if they didn't want to admit it, Boise State playing a little tight down the stretch as it got nerve-wracking, and as it every 4-minute stretch where it just kept not going for them, and they just couldn't pull away. They'd get up by 1 or 2, and they just could not make that big stop. And it felt like Hawaii Pacific just continued to hit big shot, and Hawaii Pacific shoots almost 50%. Division II team coming in here and scoring 79 points and shooting almost 50%.
Yeah, and part of that is why they shot the ball so well is the type of turnovers that the Broncos had. They only had 12 turnovers, but 10 of those were from steals. And so that's why you look at 12 turnovers that Hawaii Pacific turned into 23 points off of turnovers. And the Broncos turned them over 10 times and only had 10 points. So it's the type of steals that you have too. And the big one was at the end where a player went down on the ground for Hawaii Pacific, and then the Broncos were pushing it and just lost track that someone was behind them, got a steal. Then the Sharks got an and one and stretched the lead with just a couple minutes left. It was a big play. The types of turnovers that they had were really bad, just led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, but defensively, what do you make of where this team was at? Because they were just letting too many guys go by them one-on-one. There wasn't much help. There was just a ton of defensive breakdowns.
Hawaii Pacific won every individual matchup. There was a couple times that Buchanan got back down, that Meadow got back down. And then the guards, I wouldn't say the guards got blown by, but the guards got beat enough to where you would have to help, but the help was so poor.
Yeah.
The help, the heads were turned, everyone was moving to the ball, and then when they turn around to look for their player, they were either cutting to the hoop or reposition on the three-point line and just give them wide open threes. And credit Hawaii Pacific too. They knocked them down. They found the open guys and they knocked down the shots. And you talk about either the worst loss or one of the worst losses in Boise State basketball history. I think the worst loss under Coach Rice. I'll say that, but maybe the biggest win in the history of Hawaii Pacific.
Yeah, you said, was it at one point they lost to the College of Idaho?
I think so. I didn't want to put that out because I wasn't exactly sure of the year, but I think either the year after or a couple of years after I was done. So 2003 or 4, I believe they lost to College of Idaho. Someone can check me on that, though. But other than that, I don't think Boise State has lost to.
Somebody just said it. They've lost to College of Idaho not too long ago. It's certainly the worst. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Certainly the worst loss under Leon. We see our fans can't see it what we're seeing, but Dylan Andrews back out here on the court getting some shots in. What did you think of the final possession there? I mean, Boise State gets that huge three from Andrew Meadow. Then they force the turnover with about 20 seconds left at midcourt there. But then it just didn't really seem like they had much going. And Dylan, it was, unfortunately, I hate to say it, we saw a lot of this in years past, just a guy dribbling the ball at the top of the key. And, he ends up having to settle for a long two. Leon said in the postgame he would have liked to see him attack the basket a little more there. What did you see?
I saw a type of play at the end of the game that was the exact type of play that we saw the entire game. I mean, there wasn't really much ball movement. When there was ball movement, there were a couple of times that they got great looks. They had the Andrew Meadow three in the corner toward the end. Spencer Aarons had a couple threes where the ball whipped around the three-point line and got back to him, and he found himself wide open. But other than that, I can't really remember possessions where I thought that was a good offensive possession. So the last play was really just kind of like all the other plays that I saw in that game.
Yeah, it was just stunning. I mean, when did it go from, okay, there's plenty of time left to they're in trouble for you?
3 minutes when they were up like 7. Because I always just kind of felt, okay, there's going to be a stop. There's going to be a couple back-to-back buckets, and then you'll be down 1, and then you'll be up 2, and then maybe 4 or 5. But then I think it was even that and 1 where it pushed it to 7 points, and there was, I think, 3:03 left.
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of thought, boy, there's getting down to the time where if we don't make a bucket and they just kind of milk this clock, it's going to start to get down there. And that's kind of what happened. And but I mean, you hear the coaches saying it, you hear the players saying it's a long season. There's going to be some good wins. There's going to be more tough losses. But as an opener, this is one of the toughest ones.
No doubt about it. And folks say we're making excuses for them or whatever. I'm just presenting you with a fact that game will not be on their schedule. And they get a printout or they go online and the committee, unless they go to a different site like ESPN or whatever, the team sheet that they call it, the NCAA team sheet that the committee looks at, is not going to be on there. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, it's a horrible loss. I'm sure they'll know about it. I'm sure they'll remember it. I'm not saying it doesn't count. It certainly counts, but I'm just presenting facts to you folks that when the committee goes to look at the team sheet, the game will not be on there. They do not put non-Division I games on the team sheet. It does not count as part of their record. And so that's why I've always said, I don't know why you play these games. They don't help you. But certainly in this case, it's going to hurt you. But it's one that like I said, when they get the quad 4 record and all that, or quad 3 record, it's not going to be on there. It's not on the resume. And so it's a terrible loss. Like you said, one of the worst losses in program history. And are there any positives you can take? I mean, Spencer Aarons hit some big shots from the outside. Dylan Andrews did have some nice buckets at times. Only what I counted 23 points from guys that were on the team last year. I mean, I guess you could say that's some new guys stepped up. That's good. But also some of the returners just didn't get enough out of them.
No, there wasn't. Buchanan went 1 for 7. You got him right there. He was 0 for 6 at one point. I think he might have gotten a bucket. But just, not a great game from anybody offensively. And if I'm looking at this team, I do see a lot of talent. I mean, the way that they move, you got the size, you got guys who can hit threes from the outside, but it just didn't come together. I mean, defensively, offensively, all that talent was just kind of individual. You win individually one-on-one on offense, then you win individually one-on-one on defense, and you got beat by Hawaii Pacific on those matchups. So I don't know. It's not sugarcoating anything. I mean, that's one of the worst. That's one of the worst losses. I think that is the worst loss I've been doing on the radio for 18 years.
It's inexcusable. I mean, it's embarrassing, whatever words you want to use. It's a Division II team that you probably paid $5 to $7 to $10 grand to. And they came all the way over here to play one game, and they left with a check and something a whole lot bigger. Although for them, it was an exhibition. It was not a real game for them. The Division II team usually doesn't count it. They don't have to. Boise State counted it. They didn't. It's an exhibition game, and they came over here, and give them a lot of credit, man. They came over and took their paycheck and went home with a big-time win, but just so deflating, man. We talk about the big picture for the season. All the fans came in here, big crowd and everything, and it felt like a funeral. They walked out just in stunned silence and just a major buzzkill for all these, and I it is one game, and I know fans are already saying season's over, whatever. And then someone said I'm partially to blame because I hyped up the team before the game. So if they lost because of me, I apologize. But
I wish you had that much power.
I know,
right?
I know. It's crazy. But I know it's a long season. I know it's one game, and who knows, maybe everyone knows how the season usually ends. Maybe of all the years for it to end with a win in the tournament would be, with the way it started, losing to a Division II team.
That'd be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild.
But with that said, there was just no one's thinking about that right now. And there was so much excitement, so much hype built up about this team to have it all pretty much go away in 2 hours. I mean, it's just super stunning and super deflating.
Yeah, and they're going to have to find a way to get some of the guys who came back into it. I mean, Carmichael didn't even really know he was on the court sometimes, and he wasn't toward the end of the game. Buchanan didn't do much. Meadow did some things here and there, but just you got the guys with the experience in the program that for one reason or another just didn't do much in this game. And so there's a lot they got to figure out. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's game one, and if they won by 50, we weren't going to be saying that this is the greatest basketball team in the history of Boise State. And then they lost to a Division II team. I don't think they're going to have the worst record that Coach Rice's team has ever had. So it's just the first game, but gotta get better.
Yeah, and what for you needs to be different come Saturday against
defense. I mean, you got guys, especially the help side defense. It was just head turning and not even really going to help, just head turning and then losing your man. So you weren't going to help because then they would actually get to the hoop and they would score, and you weren't keeping track of your man. So then when they got into the paint, they could just kick it out and you'd turn around and your guy was gone. So it's the help side defense for me that was just flat out awful in this, I thought.
And you would think, again, not making excuses, whatever, but a lot of these kind of 5-foot wide open shots and point blank shots that they missed tonight, and some of the wide open threes they missed, going 10 of 33 from three, you would suspect, those shots are going to fall more times than not moving forward here.
Yeah, hopefully they do. I mean, they got some good looks from three, but I think it comes down to the defense. I mean, you give up 79 points to a Division II team, and what they shoot almost 50%, 49% from the floor.
Yep.
And I think some of that is, one, you left guys wide open on your help defense, and two, 12 turnovers, but 10 were steals. When you give up turnovers like that are steals, they create easy buckets, and then you give up points, and then their percentage goes out the roof because you're just giving up easy layups.
How do you what's the message to Bronco Nation, I guess, here? Another game on Saturday, but it's been a rough 48 hours here with the football loss to Fresno, and then now this result tonight. Some calling it the worst 48 hours in the history of this athletic department. But where are you in big picture and trying to keep the faith for Saturday?
It's going to test the resolve, that. I mean, in 2 losses, both at home on the blue, and then here in ExtraMile that have been tough for the fans. But it's been really, really good for a long time for Boise State athletics, especially when you talk about football and when you talk about basketball as well. So it's been a rough couple days for sure, but still a highly successful program that I think the fans need to get behind. But I understand the frustration, man. Bad loss.
Now, Grant Tetons is not kidding when he says this. He's looking at the schedule and doesn't see any out-of-conference wins this year and only sees 3 to 5 conference wins. But he's not kidding when he says that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll take the over on the 3 to 5 conference wins.
Yeah, and I'll take a Rio Grande Valley or Montana State in the non-con.
Montana State was only down 2 or up 2 on Colorado with a few minutes left. I don't know how that one ended, but it's bad loss. You got to come back. The thing with basketball is that you don't have, like in football, they got 2 weeks to think about it. Boise State's got a game on Saturday afternoon. So you got to get ready. You got to get better. And I think more than anything for this team, it's not a talent thing. They didn't lose that game because the other team was more talented. They lost that game because of fundamentals on their defense and on their offense and in the mentality that they had either going into the game or when it was going on. So it wasn't a talent thing with this loss.
Well, stunning. I mean, I hate to say embarrassing, but I mean, you lose to a D2 team at home. Stunning, disappointing, a lot of deflating, a lot of words you can say. But Abe, appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
And Saturday for Utah Valley, 2:00 start?
2:00. Yeah. Bob and I are on the air 1:30.
Appreciate Abe Jackson for joining us. Let's hear from Leon Rice, head coach of Boise State. Leon Rice speaking with the media after the game.
Coach, I guess an obvious question. What went wrong tonight?
Well, we didn't set a tone, and this team is going to have to play with an edge. And, we came off a really good game where we played with a big edge. And our teams always do that. They play with a great edge, and we let them get comfortable, and we let them make threes, and we let them do what they wanted to do, dictate the game to us. And then it created, we played desperate. Then I'd have some guys playing good offensively, but not defensively. Some guys playing good defensively, not offensively. And that when you play and try to figure out 10 guys, it's hard to get the right combinations a little bit. But the thing that will be crystal clear and that these guys will understand is the right combination will start with who can guard, who's going to be the toughest guy out there on the floor, and that's the guys that are going to play. So sometimes guys get a little comfortable and get a little not rest on their laurels, but, well, I've done this before, so I deserve to play. That has nothing to do with it. It's an everyday thing. And in this day and age, there's just too many good players out there that it doesn't matter who you show up against. If you don't play a good game and a hard game and a tough game, they'll beat you. Simple as that. It doesn't matter who you play. And that showed tonight. I mean, you got to give Hawaii Pacific a lot of credit. They made tough shots. They dictated everything that we did. They dictated the game. They did whatever they wanted. They out-physicaled us, and then we just played frustrated. So a lot to learn from this one. It's a painful lesson and a painful pill to swallow on the first night, but, guess it's what this team needed.
The defensive breakdowns, I know you pride yourself on defense.
Yeah.
Where were those at?
What do you mean?
Breakdown. What broke down on defense for you guys tonight?
Well, where do I start? There was, first of all, you let them get comfortable and make a bunch of threes. We don't give up threes. And then, our scouting was very, very limited because those guys hadn't played an exhibition or anything. So you're going off last year. So, but what was presented to those guys was actually pretty right on for going off last year's stuff and previous. And we just let guys stare us down and shoot threes. And if you then they got comfortable and they were like, oh, well, we can do this all night. And that's what they did.
That last play, was it just Dylan waiting for the right shot, or did you want him to pass it off a little when he was holding?
We want him to attack.
Yeah.
Because he can go by guys and he can attack.
Did you want him to wait that long though?
No. Wanted to attack right away.
You mentioned a couple times that you let them kind of get comfortable and make threes. Like, at what point in the night did you sense that your team maybe was getting a little complacent?
They weren't. I sensed not complacency, frustration. You can't play frustrated. I mean, then you look up and it's a one possession game. Both ways. Us a little bit at the end, but you're like, and that's not our. We've responded well to adversity, the little bit that we faced so far this year, but you got under the lights and didn't respond to any adversity. We really came unglued a little bit.
Leo, like you said, bits of pills to swallow, opening night, Division II school. I mean, can you think of any time in your career that you've had a result like this that you can think of, draw from at all?
Well, yeah, you have, every year you have something that's sports. Stuff goes wrong, and it's how you respond and how you adjust to it. And like I said, I guess that's what they needed. You usually get what you need, not what you want. And I think that's what this team must have needed. And, so we dust ourselves off and don't feel sorry for ourselves. Nobody's gonna. We've probably got the better teams coming next on Saturday. So, it's a tough way for us to ring in the year, but I'd rather have it happen November 3rd than later, and we'll fix it. We always do.
Where did JB had a tough night?
That's a $1 million question. He was, getting to the spot he wanted to, but and then it was almost like a power outage. He usually finishes all that stuff, but it was one after another after another. I mean, they were 1-inchers. Yeah. So that's a bit of a mentality.
I mean, you look at JB and Peanut and just some of your returns. Man, you guys were in a lot of fights last year. And
Yeah.
In these moments, how much do you need? I know you brought in some new guys, but the guys that have been through those fires before, the blue and orange, how much do you need those guys in these moments?
No doubt. And not to make hero plays, but to make the right plays. And, that's what we didn't do. I mean, there were times the post was open and we just drove it into a pile, just no sense of what we're trying to get done. And we'll fix that. They're all things that are fixable. And, but you'd like to learn the lesson with finishing that game right.
Just with some new guys, Dylan, Drew, some incoming freshmen. How are you liking how they're gelling so far? Do you want to see
Well, I
more
hate
of
it
that?
after tonight, but,
Well,
if you had asked me a week ago, I would have been like, yeah, this is promising. And it doesn't mean it's not promising. It means that, they're going to learn. These guys, they're good competitors. They're smart guys. But they'll learn, and I'll learn, because the thing that I'll learn is I'm going to play the guys that are the scrappiest, toughest, nastiest players, and that understand, the team thing and how we play, and not that, I don't think we have selfish guys. We don't, but there's you can't just go make a play by yourself. You gotta, it's got to be a team thing, and that's got to be the strength of our team.
You're saying this could be one of your, hopefully one of your better shooting teams, and you go 10 of 33 from three, and a lot of them seem to open. I mean, just one of those
did they ever?
Just a lot of shots in the paint too, just missing. It was just one of those kind of first game jitters or what, but it seemed like a lot of shots that you'll over the course of the season make a lot of.
No doubt, I know that. Well, but you never evaluate a win or a loss by the shot making. Sometimes shot making covers up stuff. We just beat a good team before and didn't make any shots, so we can do it. But there's a formula to do it, and we didn't follow that formula.
But just the excitement coming into the season and everything, and the fans, and it was a pretty good crowd tonight and everything. And what's kind of it was pretty quiet after when the buzzer sounded, then walking out tonight. I mean, what's kind of the message, I guess, in terms of it being one game and wanting them to come back on Saturday, and how much season's still
Oh, yeah. I mean, our fans are great. I mean, they understand basketball, that this is not, at least they got entertained with a good game. I mean, geez, even though the wrong team won. But, and they, like I said, you got to give them some credit. Those guys made shots, and they were tough, and they were smart, and, they were together. A lot of things that we usually are. And so, I know our fans won't abandon us. They, it's November 3rd. If we're playing like this December 3rd, then it's a different conversation, but we won't be.
Obviously a lot that you're probably going to work on between now and Saturday. It's just kind of one of the biggest things that you want to kind of clean up.
Just our grittiness, our attention to details. We had no attention to details, so that's.
Leo, I guess just as a small bright spot, Spencer Aaron's tonight, he seemed pretty fluid shooting, kind of as advertised. Just what you have to say about him?
No, he's a really good freshman, and I mean, look at him. He came in and 5 for 9, 4 for 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 14 points. You can't ask for anything more than him. He did his part. And I thought his hand got hit on that last 3 too. And so I thought he did a great job. I was proud of Spence. He's a good player.
There's Leon Rice talking to the media after the game. Again, Boise State falling 79-78 to Hawaii Pacific in one of, if not the worst losses in the history of this program. So it's funny how so many people say, "Oh, you hyped this team up. It's your fault." Like, yeah, I hyped them up. Thought they'd be pretty good. So did every other single person in this team, in this media, whatever. So if we're wrong and they lost because of that, like, okay, sorry. I mean, thought this team would be good. Still think this team's going to be good, but obviously that was a a rough first game. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But it's just funny. People want to, I love the fans. You guys, pay my salary. I appreciate it. 99% of you are awesome. But the 1% that always come in and immediately criticize me for hyping them up or me for doing I wasn't playing. I had nothing to do with it. I thought they'd be good and they weren't. So was I wrong? I don't know. For a game I was, but I mean, I'm not ready to say this team's going to finish last in the conference or whatever. So, it is what it is. I just chuckle because it never fails. And a lot of times it's the same 3 or 4 people. You guys want to come on and somehow take out your frustrations on me. And if you got nothing better to do, then go for it. Doesn't bother me. It's just, it's pretty funny. I can only tell you what people tell us. Saw a couple practices, thought they looked pretty good. Think there's a, good opportunity for them to win a lot of games. And then obviously it didn't happen. So, they choked tonight. That was an embarrassing loss, a terrible loss. And so, I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not defending it. I mean, if you come on here and say, oh, Spencer Aaron's played pretty good, then it's like, oh, you're finding too many positives, whatever. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. But it is funny where people decide to take their anger out after this game. I'm not defending anybody. I'm not going to say Leon Rice should be fired. I think that's clueless. I think those of you ripping on Jeremiah Dickey, it's just funny. So, you want to say he fooled people, whatever, saying, it's pretty funny. So I just, it's predictable and I know it's coming, but it's just funny how somehow the media and the people covering the team are the ones that are always like, oh, you hyped him up. Here we go again. Another season where you hyped him up and they didn't come through and play. Like, if that's the case after one game, then I truly apologize. I had never said this was the best team Leon's had. I never said this team was a surefire Sweet 16 team. I just said I think this team's going to be pretty good and they're going to be fun to watch. And I still believe that. And if one game is going to have some folks decide that they're done watching for the season and they're turning out and this team's awful, then you're going to miss what I think will probably still be a pretty good season. So it's pretty funny. Oh, great friend Tim here. Don't talk about it. Quit being defensive. Report the news. Provide an objective. That's pretty much what I do. And I'm not getting defensive. I'm just saying it's funny. I just said it doesn't bother me. So, it is what it is. Like I said, if that's the side you want to take, it's just pretty funny. Doesn't bother me one bit. Like I said, it is what it is. If that makes folks feel better, to blame the media for hyping the team up before the season, that's fine. But again, not sugarcoating anything. It was a terrible, inexcusable, embarrassing loss. Maybe the worst loss in the history of the program. Maybe the worst 48 hours in the history of the program. You're a Division I team picked to finish 3rd in the Mountain West standings. You have a lot of people saying you're, an NCAA tournament team, and then you go lose to a Division II school in your home opener in front of a pretty nice crowd of 10,795. That's can't happen. It can't happen. So I don't know what else I can say to say that I'm sugarcoating it. I mean, it can't happen. It's a terrible loss. It's embarrassing. It's a bad loss. But I'm also not going to say that, that they should fire the coach or whatever. I'm wrong plenty, Kurt. I am wrong plenty. I was wrong multiple days. I'm wrong. So I'm wrong all the time. Never claim to know what I'm talking about, and I'm wrong way more than I'm right. So I was wrong about the team tonight winning this game. I thought they would win easily. I thought they'd blow them out, and I think all of you did as well. And if the only reason you thought that is because I told you they would, then I truly apologize for getting your hopes up about the game tonight. But you're playing a Division II team, and certainly it's a game that Boise State should have won. And as Dylan Andrews said, they took them lightly and weren't ready for it, and you saw what the result was. So let's hear from Dylan Andrews. Again, Boise State falling 79-78 to Hawaii Pacific. And let's see, they lose 79-78 and to Hawaii Pacific. I'm just laughing at some more of these comments on here. Let's see what else we got first before we get to some of these comments here. What else we got? Carmichael disappeared. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, I mean, that was another guy. We thought he was going to come in and put up big numbers, big points. And the big thing for me was multiple guys. I mean, 23 points. They only got 23 points from the returning players. So Carmichael only gives you 5. Buchanan only gives you 4. What do you give you? 6. Let's see what else they had. Meadow gives you 10. Julian Bowie did not score. Keene only gives you 2. I mean, it's a collective effort. Your 5 returners have to be better. They have to be. You have to get more from 23 points or whatever it was from your returning players on the roster. You just have to. So that's all. They were just, for whatever reason, the returners were off today, and this team is not going to go very far if you don't get more from your returners. It's just not going to be good enough. And you can't go 10 of 33 from three-point range. I don't think they will. I think this team is going to be better from the three-point line, and I think they're going to be better from the field overall, and I think they're going to be better defensively. It was a tough game for them, a wake-up call that maybe needed to happen, as Leon Rice said, and we'll see how they respond to it. But certainly, doesn't make you want to go print Mountain West championship shirts perfectly. Precisely, it doesn't make you want to go start playing in the parade down Broadway. I mean, obviously it's a devastating loss that kills a lot of the momentum for the season. No doubt about it. It's a tough loss. It's a buzzkill for all the excitement. We'll see what the attendance is like on Saturday, but the fans that walked out of there in just stunned silence, certainly, they had every right to that. Yeah, maybe if this happens, then things will turn around for the team. I guess I am, again, the reason that the team is losing. So if that's the case, then maybe they can fire me, and you guys can have Nathan take over or something, and maybe the team will win on Saturday. And I got good news for you. I won't be here on Saturday, so maybe they will win. Maybe Nathan will lead them to a win on Saturday, because I've got a family obligation out of town, so I will not be at the game on Saturday. I'll be watching from afar if I can, but my family runs a charity for kids with cancer, and we have done that practically my entire life. This is the 25th year anniversary gala at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, and it's a really big deal to my family. It's a nonprofit charity. My family doesn't take a penny for it. We had a cousin my cousin passed away from brain cancer when I was a kid, and our family started a charity to help kids with cancer and their families, and they do a dinner gala every year, and I used to go all the time and be a part of it, and I haven't been able to due to football for the last 10 plus years. But their 25th anniversary gala is on the night of a Boise State football bye week, so I'm going back to St. Louis, and I'm going to be volunteering all weekend and helping out for a good cause for families and kids that need it. And so Nathan will be here, and those of you that want me gone and don't want me on there for a game, you get your wish, Jose and all you guys. So Nathan will take things over on Saturday, and hopefully Nathan will help the Broncos win, and he should deserve all the credit when they lose the game. So you guys can enjoy that on Saturday while I'm not even in the state of Idaho. Let's hear from Dylan Andrews, the point guard. Again, came over from UCLA, hit some big shots. Played, I would say, fine, not great. Obviously had the ball there on the last shot of the game. I came in a minute or two late on the post-game show or on his interview because I was finishing my other show. So I'm still fixing out the beginning of the feed is kind of clunky. I apologize for that. I was getting my camera set up as he had already started talking, so I missed the first question or two. But Dylan Andrews, again, had the final shot. It rimmed off. Let's hear from the Boise State point guard after the game.
Really just not following the scouting report, I would say. They just play harder than us. That's really what it was. They wanted it more.
What were you saying on the last play?
We ran a play that we normally run, and it's a shot that I usually make all the time, and it just didn't go forward that time.
Were you just looking for your shot, or it just seemed like you took it?
No, they actually played pretty good defense on that possession. So
it's just with that, I know you're looking for your shot, but you guys only needed 2 points as well. Like, would you have been happy to take a drive or a pass inside? I guess just, how's that play unfold for you to take the shots so late?
Any open look is a good look. I feel like we got the shot that we wanted to. It just didn't fall for us. But even then, we shouldn't have got to the point where it's a one-possession game. And that's why I was saying that I feel like we just overestimated the team, and they came out more hungry than us.
I mean, so much excitement for this season, so many high expectations, and to have that happen in the first games. What's kind of the message to the fans and everything who left here obviously pretty disappointed?
I mean, for sure, it's a long season, so we're not really. It sucks that we didn't get the job done, of course, but it's a very long season, and I promise you, we're going to be just fine.
When they hit some shots, it seemed like they started to get some confidence. And how much harder did that make it when they kind of came in with nothing to lose, and then they started hitting some baskets, and it just seemed like you guys just couldn't get that separation. They hit a big shot every time.
I mean, 100%. They had a pretty great start to start the game. They hit a couple threes, and I mean, our main job was to stop number 4. We knew that for a fact he was a downhill guy and was going to try to, put on a show. And I feel like we just didn't do a good job at doing that.
You mentioned it's a long season. What do you guys have to do to really flush this one, not let it, compound into more losses?
I would just say we just got to be more hungry. That's really just it. We just got to win it. I feel like we just overestimated the team, and they wanted it more than us.
Did you feel like the hunger wasn't there tonight?
I wouldn't say it wasn't there. I just feel like we just didn't have our defensive, we just didn't complete our defensive assignments as we should have.
When did it kind of turn from, there's plenty of time left, to
I mean, it was never a uh-oh situation. It was just more so we just got to get the job done. Because, at the end of the day, we had guys who normally make shots, who normally get to the basket, finish, and the ball sometimes not going to go in the basket for you some nights, but you still got to find a way to get the job done. And just tonight, we weren't able to do it.
Defensively, I mean, there was so much talk about trying to improve defensively. I know you weren't here last year, but it seemed like you guys were excited about the defense. Was that just them hitting some crazy shots, or what do you make what the defense big picture was?
I mean, it's a team coming in here with nothing to lose. So, I mean, they just shot the ball well. They had a great shooting. So credit to them.
Did you sense you guys got tight at all down the stretch?
I'm sorry?
Did you sense you guys got tight at all down the stretch?
No, I wouldn't say we got tight. I mean, they were up 4 with 30 seconds left, and we got to stop, and we're able to come down to get the last shot to win the game. So, I mean, I feel like we still stayed poised through it all.
What is your confidence, I guess, in this team moving forward, and knowing who you have on this team and what you guys did up until this point, that you're still obviously very confident that this is one game?
I mean, of course it sucks that it happens, but I mean, we played 2 scrimmages before, and we went 2-0 in our scrimmages, and so, you always need a humbling to make sure that how the season goes. And I feel like that was perfect. This is perfect for us. So I feel like we're just gonna have fire going out throughout the whole entire season now.
What was the message from Coach Rice in the locker room?
More so we just didn't get the job done, and because we didn't play hard, because we didn't, there's no reason to sulk. There's no reason to feel sorry for ourselves, because I mean, we didn't put all the effort that we should have on the court.
How are you feeling your connection is with some of the newer guys, Drew, Spencer, I guess just the guys who came in, obviously yourself, just how's that connection right now?
I mean, I love the guys. I love everybody on the team, especially just me being the leader on the team. I feel like the guys listen to me. I've been in college it's crazy to say this is my senior year, but I've been in their shoes before. I've been a freshman, I've been a sophomore. So, I mean, just being able to pour into them is great because they just listen, they trust me.
Yeah, you're obviously answered a lot of questions about the game. Your health, how's that? I mean, I know you were out for a while.
I appreciate that, my guy.
Trying to get back. So.
Yeah. This is my first time really just playing since 2 months with my injury. So I feel great, I feel healthy, and I'm just excited to be able to start working out again.
How did it feel to play as much as you did tonight?
It felt great. It felt amazing to just be able to just be on the court, being able to be coached by Coach Rice, and being able to just play with the guys, because all I've been doing is for the last 2 months has been on the sideline just trying to coach the guys up. So just to be able to be on the court with them felt amazing.
15 points, 9 assists for Dylan Andrews in his Boise State debut tonight. Did have 5 turnovers, but had 9 assists, again, in 15 points for Dylan Andrews. Did only go 6 of 14 from the field, but in 33 minutes, a team high 33 minutes for Dylan Andrews tonight in his Boise State debut. Somebody was asking me, I mentioned earlier, my family runs a charity for kids with cancer. Somebody was asking the name of that, Rainbows for Kids. It's called Rainbows for Kids. You can get more information online, rainbowsforkids.org. And our slogan is giving kids something to look forward to, and try to help the kids that are obviously dealing with, cancer and other very serious illnesses, but also the brothers and sisters and the family members that go through a lot as well. And so we try to do, get them tickets to Cardinals games or Blues games or, shows or trips, and do what we can with helping out Sometimes folks have to, lose their job or can't work because they have to help, pay for bills. We help pay for some of the medical bills if someone does lose their job or can't, because they're caring for their son or daughter. We try to help, if they need help paying the water bill for a month or the gas bill, or help with, a house payment maybe, or things like that. So a lot of different ways and things that we do. But again, we started it 25 years ago when my cousin had cancer. I mean, when I was a little kid, we did a backyard carnival to raise money, and I was out there in a clown outfit, dressed as a clown, trying to raise, an extra couple of bucks so we could go buy some things to do, balloons for the kids for the next party. So we would do parties at the hospital, get Cardinals players, Blues players to come down there. A lot of cool stuff, and something did together with my family. So it's a cool deal. And like I said, I've missed the last several of these events due to being covering Boise State, and just got lucky that the 25th anniversary gala is on an off weekend. So I'll be flying out in a couple of days here and volunteering all day Friday, setting up all day Saturday. And then I'll be emceeing the live auction, I believe. So we've got a Taylor Swift autograph something, and there's some other items in there. So there's going to be a live auction, a silent auction, and looking forward to getting home for the weekend and seeing the family and helping out a good cause. So I will not be here Saturday. Nathan Carroll will take over for that. But if you are interested, you can check rainbowsforkids.org is the website for more information. And I would love to start some version of it out here in Boise, to be honest. I've looked into it several times and just got to make it work. And we are looking into a canned food drive or something. I'd like to find some ways to help give back here with our platform in the Boise area. So we're going to try to do some things around the holidays with some canned food drives, or folks that can put some meals together through Amazon and purchase them and have them sent. So we're looking into some ways to get an extension of that out here in Idaho. So not asking for any, whatever folks to say, great job or whatever. That wasn't really why I mentioned it. Just kind of was telling you why I won't be here on Saturday. So just got some stuff to take care of, and Nathan will do the pregame, postgame on Saturday. And those of you that want me gone, you get your wish for a day. How about that? So again, 79-78 was the final. I did like what I saw from Spencer Aarons, the freshman, 19 minutes and 38 seconds. I thought that was good for him to go 5 for 9 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, and he had 6 rebounds as well, 14 points. Spencer Aarons, a bright spot, a small bright spot in a mostly pretty rough game for Boise State. I thought that was one encouraging thing, was what Spencer Aarons provided. I thought A.G. Nato, the true freshman, coming in 25 minutes, had 7 points, had a couple of assists. He didn't look overwhelmed out there. I thought Nato also did some positive things out there in his first game. And I think Nato's a guy that certainly you can expect to be a major player for this team moving forward. I mentioned Dylan Andrews, was impressed with him. Drew Fielder didn't take a shot until his first shot, I think, might have been in the second half. Did he not take a shot in the first half? I don't think he did. His first points came with 18:46 left in the second half. So if I don't think he took a shot in the whole first half. He did finish with 13 points, but they had a much smaller lineup. So I thought I thought that Drew Fielder, I don't know what happened there, why he wasn't really a non-factor in the first half. Could have done some things in the second half. But again, I thought the newcomers, there was a lot to like. But it was Pearson Carmichael, 5 points in only 11 minutes. Andrew Meadow, 10 points in 28 minutes. Did have 8 rebounds. Hit that huge three-pointer from the corner, which I thought really was, going to be maybe a memorable shot if they would have come back and won the game, but that obviously didn't happen. And but again, RJ Keene had 2 points. I thought Dominic Parolin actually in 15 minutes, 6 points, 6 boards. But I thought he missed a couple bunnies right under the basket. I thought Dominic Parolin actually, showed a couple of nice things as well. So I do think the newcomers, there's a lot to like. But I keep coming back to it, 23 points from your veterans. So you're going to need the veterans to really step up and try to be more leaders and things like that. Moving forward here. So let's see what else we got in the comments here, which sometimes not a smart thing to do. Let's see what else we got. Aaron's was raining threes. Yep, and he's got a quick, such a quick motion from so high up that he's not going to get his shot blocked very much from that standpoint. I am planning to make the trip to Idaho Falls. Yes. Obviously depends on the bowl game and what happens with the football team. But if there's a way to make it to Idaho Falls, I have not been able to make it yet. I would like to be there for that because I'm 0 for 2 on being able to make it to Idaho Falls for that game. But that is my goal, is to be there. Yes. Drew Fielder, his press conference was a little shorter. Didn't say a whole lot. Let's hear from Drew Fielder, Boise State. Again, local kid from Boise, comes back to Boise after transferring in from Georgetown. And his first game for the Broncos, not the way he would have liked it to go in a loss, but he did have 13 points, 7 rebounds for Boise State in 25 minutes, 56 seconds. Let's hear from Drew Fielder after the game.
How tough was that one, Drew?
I mean, I won't lie, it's frustrating, but man, we just got to get back to practice. That's it. Coaches did a great job preparing us, and it's 100% on our players and me and everybody. So we just got to go right back to practice and just come back just never about the mistake. It's about the response. We say that all the time. We weren't able to respond in the game, so we got to respond.
What went wrong tonight?
Shoot, we just got to play harder. And play more connected. I think we took this opportunity a little bit for granted this time, and it just can't happen again. Won't happen again.
Defensive breakdowns. Just times it felt like they were getting to the basket really easily. Where was the breakdown in communication there?
It's just like game time comes, it looks a lot different, and we got to make sure that in our preparation that we're going forward, that we're playing even harder, make it look like game-like. So we got to stay connected and just, like I said, we just got to get back to practice, get it right.
In terms of, just giving them confidence, it seemed like they just you could never get any separation. They keep hitting, big shot after big shot. Just how hard was it that when they kind of had nothing to lose and it seemed like they're playing like that?
Credit to them. They did a great job preparing. You could tell that they knew their scout, and you could tell that they were, well coached. So credit to them. They did a great job.
What's that mental battle like with them? Like you said, they had nothing to lose, and down the stretch there, obviously, you kind of sense that you guys maybe were feeling the pressure a little bit there?
No, we just took this opportunity for granted, and it won't happen again. They did a great job, but it won't happen again.
What do you guys have to do to make sure, this loss doesn't compound into more losses?
Everything we've been doing, just even better. I have 100% confidence in this team. I have 100% confidence in this coaching staff. We just can't take stuff for granted. So it's all in our preparation, and we're going right back to it.
Success.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
There he is, Drew Fielder, speaking with the media, short and sweet there after a devastating, deflating 79-78 loss to Hawaii Pacific, a Division II team, getting paid probably $15,000, not much at all, making the trip over here to Boise, and they're going back with their paycheck, their expenses paid, and a memory of a lifetime for them. And good for them. They deserved it. They played good. They deserved to win. They hit some big shots. And, certainly if that game's played 50 times, Boise State may win 48-49 of them. But that was the one that Hawaii Pacific got. And they certainly deserve to win it. It was there's no excuses. It cannot happen. It's a loss that cannot happen. We'll see how it impacts Boise State moving forward. If you're going to take the, glass half full positive side, they've never had a worse start, so maybe they'll never have a better finish. Maybe they can go on a run and somehow get to the tournament, and maybe they will get that first win, and we can all look back and say, remember this team, remember when this team lost to a Division II team, and here they are, going into the tournament and win the game, or here they are, here they are when they're 15-2 here in 2 months. Maybe we can look back at this. So I know it's hard to think that right now, with what you saw, certainly, but I saw some good things. I saw them just miss some open shots, and I saw Hawaii Pacific hit some crazy shots. The defense wasn't good enough. They gave up way too many easy buckets. The defense has to improve. And, you're allowed to be absolutely ticked off about this one. It's a really, 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 really bad loss that looks terrible, and everyone in the country is tweeting about it and talking about it, and it's a terrible loss that's going to be hard to overcome. I'm not trying to say anything differently. That's as bad as it gets. In my 13 years here, people are bringing up the Bakersfield game. That was a Division I game, so I know that was a terrible game. They scored 39 points, but that was at least a Division I team. I mean, this is a Division II team. I mean, when you talk about the type of athletes, there's 364 or whatever Division I teams that all have 15 scholarships or whatever, and then you go down to what it takes to go down to the level of a Division II player. It's unfathomable. It is unfathomable. It is unbelievable. It's hard to put into words and describe what we saw tonight. A program like Boise State, predicted to finish second, third in the Mountain West, ending up losing to a Division II team. The difference in budgets, the difference in player talent, it just can't happen. It's embarrassing, and it's a horrendous loss that will definitely carry with them the end of the season. It does not matter for the Ken Pom standings and all that. I mean, you look at it, they're still 54th in Ken Pom. The net ranking and all that doesn't count this game into effect. And as I said, on the official team sheet, I'm sure they'll all know about it. I'm sure they're going to find out about it. But on the little sheet that all the people get later in the season, when you're talking about quad 1 wins and quad 4 losses and all that, this game does not actually count for that. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat it and say it didn't matter and all is good. But I'm just being honest that if you want to try to find a silver lining, technically this game does not count in the NCAA tournament's eyes in terms of their committee and all their metrics and things, because they only count games against Division I opponents. You're allowed to play 1, maybe 2 of these a year. And I've always argued, I think it's dumb Boise State plays these games to begin with, because even when you win, it doesn't help you. And instead of being 21-10, you're only 20-10. Like the win doesn't show up on the sheet either. So I've always wondered why you do this. Usually it's because you can pay a lot less money, and usually you can have an easy tune-up game between some harder games, or to get folks in to a Christmas break game or something like that. So first of all, I guarantee you none of the committee members will. I mean, it is what it is. They're not watching Boise State against a Division II team on the first night of the season. 5 months from now, if you're 27-5, they're not keeping you out of the tournament because you lost to a D2 team in the first game of the season. Again, it looks like I'm sugarcoating it, ignoring it, saying it didn't matter. That's not what I'm trying to say. It was a horrendous loss. It is certainly going to impact things. Yes. And if they're on the bubble and right on the bubble, and then they remember this and this is the reason, then yes. But when they look at that quad 4 record, it's going to say 10-0 or whatever it is. And so I'm in a no-win situation, because you all just say, oh, you're just sugarcoating it and saying it didn't matter and all this. No, I'm just being a realist. When they look at the sheet, it's not going to be on there. And yes, will they probably remember it? Will it have some impact? Maybe. Certainly tonight it's going to be tough to overcome when it thinks, when you think about the national narrative and everything. I mean, I posted the video on Twitter of them losing, and it's already at 51,000 views, and everyone's talking about it. No, I know Larry's a New Mexico fan. I did not say they're going 27-5. I just said if they go 27-5, this loss would not keep them out of the tournament. So they're, listening is something that maybe you would be a little better at. I just said, in a hypothetical world, if they were to have, go on some crazy run, this is not the one game that would probably end up keeping them out. But it's a terrible loss. It's a horrendous loss. It certainly doesn't help them, and it certainly does hurt their season, their record, everything when it goes to the, when you talk about the tournament and all that stuff. It's certainly not going to help. Obviously, it's a embarrassingly bad loss, and we'll see if they can regroup on Saturday. You got to get to 4-1 now, and if they're 22-10 and they're right on the bubble, as he says, then yeah, it probably would be the tiebreaker to knock you out if you did not lose to a team that was ranked in the Division II. So all I'm saying is, for the quad system, when they say, oh, you've got 5 quad 1 wins and whatever else, it's not going to show up as a quad 4 loss on the net rankings. It will not impact the net rankings, and it does not impact Ken Pom. Take that with what you want. It's still a terrible loss, but I'm just saying it could be worse. If this was the 365th Division I team, then it would be way worse. But honestly, that's kind of why they do this, because it doesn't matter for the metrics, and you just play it, and it doesn't matter, win or lose. And so, terrible loss, embarrassing loss. Not sure what else needs to be said about it. One of the worst losses in the history of the program, maybe the worst. I'm going to do some research on last time they lost to a non-Division I team and things like that. But not good at all. So yeah, just stunned and not really sure what else, honestly, as we're an hour in, what else to say. But again, I know you're not going to want to hear it, and I have spent an hour saying it's an embarrassingly bad loss, but I also don't think this team's going like 10-20. I just don't. This team is a good team that played a terrible game and missed some shots and didn't play good defense in a terrible time. And they picked a terrible 2 hours to play what they hope is their worst game of the season. If you want to look at this game and say, I saw enough, this team's not finishing 500, there's no way, then I can't help you, and we'll see what the record is. For me, I see a team that I still think can win a lot of games. What does that mean for the tournament, for all that kind of stuff? I don't know. The best thing about basketball is you can win your conference tournament and you're still in. So there's no reason to give up on the season now when you literally can go 0-20 or 0-30 and win your last 3 games and get into the tournament. So does it sting? Yes. Is it embarrassing? Yes. Are you the laughing stock of college basketball at the moment? Probably so. But is this a team that I think is still capable of beating almost anybody on their schedule? Yes. And so we'll see how they respond. Maybe this is what they needed, like Leon Rice said, and we'll see how they respond. They've got some winnable games coming up before they go to Maui, and certainly, going to Maui with a chance to pick up some big wins. I mean, if they win the Maui Invitational, does that cancel out for this loss? I mean, if they win the Maui Invitational, are you and they have wins over USC, who's 22nd at Ken Pom, and NC State, who's 35th? I mean, are you all of a sudden? It'd be funny to see what the chat would be on there. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities to kind of make up for this game. It'll take a lot of them, because they're certainly dig themselves a huge hole. And we talked about this before on the pregame show. I said it. I was wrong. I said you have an opportunity here to win a lot of games. And I said in years past, they've always kind of been digging from behind early in the season, and you had a chance to win some games and start off, with a nice momentum. And they obviously didn't do that. They didn't do that. They started below, and I don't mean this as some disrespect. I'm just saying right now, in terms of the losses that are out there, I haven't checked the schedule. They probably had the worst loss in college basketball tonight, and everyone's tweeting about it and everything else. But I'm also saying I think they can win almost any game left on their schedule. I think this is a good team. I think this is a team that could win a lot of games. But it's a rough one, terrible one, embarrassing one. But they still have 30 games left on the schedule. So you move forward, and I would suspect a much better effort to come out on Saturday against Utah Valley. And so we'll see what happens here moving forward. We'll obviously have it covered for you every step of the way at BroncoNationNews.com. Would love to have you jump in and subscribe. I've already got Nathan Carroll's post-game article column that he wrote with his thoughts on this game. I'll get that posted as soon as the show ends. And again, $7 a month, BroncoNationNews.com. You can get our recruiting coverage. You can get our basketball coverage, our football coverage, all kinds of content this week and moving forward here for the season. So let's see. The chat hates on you because you always defend Boise State no matter what, and you think people aren't allowed to be. I don't know when I've ever said that you're not allowed to be frustrated. You pay your hard-earned money. You spend it how you want, and if the team loses or plays bad and you want to be frustrated, go right ahead. And tonight, you have every right. You just had one of the worst losses in the history of this program, and I was stunned there was no boos, to be honest. And you would have had every right to boo, and if I was a paying customer, I might have booed tonight. I mean, it was that bad. So I have no problem with anything that anybody says tonight. I have a little problem with folks kind of giving up on the season and saying that this team's going to go 10-20 and all the kind of it's one bad game, and it is a horrible game, and you can certainly be frustrated and be mad, and you have every right to be. But I also think it's a little much to just completely give up on the season and say you're not going to watch anymore and things like that because it's one bad game. So you can. I don't know why there were no boos. Like I said, I was a little surprised, and I would have had no problem with anybody that wanted to boo. And like I said, I might have been right there booing with you because It was, Spencer Danielson apologized on the Fresno game, and they very easily could have done that, post game on the basketball side as well. I just, you can't say that, BSU Bill. It's just not factual. It's just not factual, because what happens if they literally win every non-conference game the rest of they have? I mean, as I said, you can say it's probably not happening, but you can't say at-large odds are dead when literally if they go, 25-5, they're getting an at-large bid. Like, it's just not factually correct. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's going to happen. And if you're saying I don't expect it to happen, then sure, that's fine. You saw what you saw tonight. And if this one game, this one loss was enough for you to give up on the season, then that's, and I get it. It is demoralizing. It is a buzzkill. It's a kick to the whatever, that all the excitement, all this team, you have to go from here down to here. But unless you literally can win every game except for that one and still not get in, then you're not factually correct. They're not dead. They're just not. So, it is what it is. And again, this one's funny too, because I said the offense was terrible. I said a lot of things had to get better, and I said if they don't get better, that they would lose games moving forward. So they won by 21. I'm not going to say that was embarrassing. They just lost to a Division II team. That's embarrassing. But it's funny how people want to pick and choose what I say to fit their narrative or whatever. I never said that you had to be excited and happy about the Nevada game. I just said, hey, you won the game. Move on to the next game. There's no need to be ticked off when you won by 21. The narrative is so funny when all that kind of stuff goes. And John Mallory must not be watching the show because he doesn't know that I'm still live on the broadcast here. But I need to get off the broadcast. We're we're an hour and 6 minutes in. I don't know what else needs to be said about this one. We love the staff here at ExtraMile Arena for keeping this place open for us. And all I will say is that when you want to bring in the football comments from the other day, all I said in terms of staying positive was that you did win the game. You should be excited and happy that you at least won, even when you didn't play good. And I challenge you, go find the tape. I said, if they do not play better on offense, and if they do not clean things up, they will have problems in the future. And guess what? They did not clean things up, and they had problems in the future. So it is what it is. And if you want to take your frustration on the loss out tonight on me, so be it. So it'll be maybe going to be a long season, I guess, if folks are expecting the record and things that they saw after tonight's game. But I'm still positive on this team. It was a terrible loss. Obviously, is going to hurt them in a lot of things, but doesn't show up in KenPom, doesn't show up in the net, won't show up on their team sheet, and there's still 30 games left for them to try to make up for this, and a lot of quad one quality games on the schedule. So they're playing from behind, no doubt about it, but I still think there's a lot of talent on this team. I still think they're going to win a lot of games, and I still think there's a lot of reasons to still be excited about this team moving forward. So it stings, it sucks. Feel bad for all you guys. Apologize for the loss, and apologize you had to sit there and deal with that, and the buzzkill that it was for how excited everybody was for the season. There's no doubt about it. That one stings. That one hurts, and it's a really, really, really bad loss. But 30 games to go, and we'll see what happens starting on Saturday against Utah Valley. So going to write our story, going to be working for a while, and then we will see everybody at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Jay Tust will join me 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we had fun on the live cast. Somebody said it was cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that again or not, but appreciate Boise State for letting us do it. Had fun watching the game, chatting. The delay was a little more than I was hoping for, so made it a little tough to jump in there on some of the comments with the delay being 20 plus seconds behind. But the delay kind of sucked and made it a little harder to do that. But had fun doing the show, and appreciate those of you that hung out with us and watched the game. And I wish it would have been a little more exciting game. Although I will say we had great viewership, and that's probably because it was a close game there at the end. That anybody on Twitter or YouTube Googling, Boise State, Hawaii Pacific, we ended up having great viewership at the end of the game. So at least I had that to go with. So again, I think they got a lot of wins left. I still think this is going to be a fun team to watch. tonight stings, but if I were you, I wouldn't give up on this team just yet. A lot of games to go and a lot of wins out there on the schedule, I think, still. So we'll see what happens Saturday against Utah Valley. And again, a lot of positives, a lot of the youngsters, a lot of the newcomers really stepped up, and I think there's going to be a lot of guys to a lot of reasons to like this team moving forward. But with that said, tough one. It stings, and it's obviously not a great night here at ExtraMile Arena. So appreciate everybody for checking us out. Thank you so much for watching the show. Go subscribe if you can, BroncoNationNews.com. $7 a month is all it costs for all of our football and basketball coverage, and we'll have full post-game coverage when you wake up tomorrow. Multiple stories, plenty of coverage. We'll be writing here for another couple hours to get you guys coverage on the website in the morning. So appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. Tough one tonight. Boise State falling in stunning fashion, 79-78 to Hawaii Pacific. One of the worst losses in the history of the program. We'll see how they rebound on Saturday. And Jay Tuss and I will talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bronco Nation News. This was the Jacksons Postgame Show. We're part of the 24/7 Sports family. Appreciate all you guys. Get some sleep, and hopefully the sun rises tomorrow, and we'll talk to you guys at 9 a.m. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.